Welcome to Pat Mancuso Field at Jake Sweeney Automotive Stadium here on the campus of Princeton High School. With Brandon Wyatt, this is Chris Simonitis with WeAreColerain.com. Colerain Game Day broadcast team here to bring you Week 10 of the Colerain Cardinals versus the Princeton Vikings. It is a beautiful fall evening here in Greater Cincinnati, and we are excited to get started. The Cardinals tonight come in, as they have every week so far this year, still looking for their first win tonight. This will be a difficult task, as the Princeton Vikings currently sitting at 7-2 in the GMC, 7-2 overall, 7-1 in the GMC, fighting for an opportunity to maybe win a share of the GMC title, depending on what's going on in other games around the greater Cincinnati area tonight within the GMC. But the Cardinals are taking the field now, and it looks like they're going to receive the opening kickoff. Brandon, obviously, this year has not gone the way certainly I think our coaches and our players expected it to go. No one would have predicted that they might be on the verge of a second consecutive winless season, but that's where they find themselves tonight. And I guess what we're looking for here from this Colerain team is a lot of fight and not rolling over to the Princeton Vikings and doing everything they can to try and maybe make this game at least uncomfortable for them.
Yeah, they got to find something offensively and something even Princeton struggles with. They're a defensive first team. They were held to the same team that held Colerain to 26 yards. Hamilton held them to 49 yards in their matchup. So we'll see what they get as we get underway.
So there's a deep kick that's going to travel into the end zone. So Colerain lets it go right over their heads. And they'll just bring the ball out and start off 1st and 10 for this, to your point, unfortunately, much maligned Colerain offense. They've really struggled to kind of find any footing here recently. It's kind of deceptive, right? I mean, we had that game about a month ago against Lakota East, scored, I think, 31 points, lost a tight one, actually had a lead at halftime, and then 3 of the past 4 weeks shut out.
Yeah, the Cardinals found something with Danielson, but I think everyone realized that now Danielson probably went to the well a little too much to Danielson. So we'll see here as they come out. They've also lost Cooper Creek for the rest of the year, so we'll see what they do here on 1st down.
Yep, so there's a pitch back to the tailback looking to throw, and look at that little halfback pass. Throws it in, it is caught, but out of bounds. So it'll be an incomplete pass. Pretty interesting right out of the gate to come with a little halfback option.
Yeah, but if you've done any scouting on the Colerain, that was almost obvious. Trevon Smith is rarely, if ever, lined up in the backfield and in the eye. It was sort of a close eye with the fullback Danielson really in there just to block. Trevon Smith, the 3rd-string quarterback. He was the freshman quarterback last year, so really not unanticipatable.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals, still on the 20-yard line. No gain on that play. So Davis with the incomplete catch. There's a handoff right up the middle. Going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. So it'll be 3rd and intermediate.
Yeah, Andre Parker Jr., number 6 for the Vikings. He's one of the better linebackers, defensive players in the state. I believe he was all Southwest Ohio last year, the coach's son.
Yep.
I think he was committed to UC. I think he's since decommitted.
6'1", 215-pound junior. So here we go. 3rd down and 6 on the scoreboard. Sean Billups toting the rock once again, the quarterback for Colerain. He takes the ball, gets up the middle, gets a 1st down, finds him open, he makes it out to the 40-yard line. So great play call and good execution by Sean Billups in the Colerain offense.
Yeah, everyone follows the jet sweep. It opens up. Cardinals seal the outside, and there's a hole right up the middle. And if not for the safety deep, Billups breaks that long.
So Donovan Chambers out single set to the wide side of the field. One back. There's the handoff right up the middle. Met by several Princeton defenders for a short gain. Call it 1 yard. Was that Danielson that took that?
Yeah, Danielson in there, and it looks like they have an extra offensive lineman also in the game. You also see a little Diore Douglas going both ways.
So that's a big senior, Diore Douglas, 6'5", 219.
Yeah, he's one of the stalwarts of the defensive line, getting a little work at tight end here. Cardinals do need to quicken here. There are about 12 seconds on the play clock. Still not even to the line of scrimmage yet.
There we go. Getting down now. 2 wide receivers. Split wide to the right. There's a pitch. Caught and immediately tackled for a loss, but there was a false start flag that was thrown. Invariably, that'll be denied.
And there's a name very familiar to the Colerain Cardinals. He missed a couple weeks earlier, so we weren't sure about his eligibility, but the transfer, Greg Williams, was a starter last year for the Colerain Cardinals, a starter this year for the Vikings. The big hit.
Yep.
But the hit will mean nothing. It'll still be a 5-yard loss for the Cardinals, but they'll at least get to keep the down.
Interesting. That looked like it was at least a 5-yard loss. I don't know why.
It's a pre-snap penalty.
That's true. It was a pre-snap. That's true. So
that
didn't mean anything. So 2nd down and 14 after the 5-yard false start penalty against the Cardinals. Sean Billups in the shotgun, the senior, barking out signals. Once again, hands it off across the middle and hit immediately about 2 yards past the new line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, that's the first time I think all year we've seen Hopgood in the backfield. He's been split wide as really the number one receiver when Saheed Davis is not playing both ways, and not much of a seam there that open up. You know, it's interesting with Greg Williams. He played both ways last year for the Cardinals. You're almost tempted to hey, does he look over and know the signals? But if you're the Princeton Vikings, do you even want to play that way, knowing that you probably don't need that to beat the Colerain Cardinals?
No, and with the new offensive coach this year really taking the lead, you have to believe maybe they've changed it a little bit.
And Cardinals are forced to call timeout. They broke the huddle with 12 men.
Yep, and you called that just a couple of plays ago where you talked about the fact that the pace really wasn't there and that the play clock was running out on a couple of those early ones. So
yeah, it was pick your poison there. Either the play clock goes out or you get called for 12 men in the huddle.
No, take the timeout. You're up to the 40. You're nearing midfield. You have an opportunity. Granted, it is long at I think 3rd and 12, but you want to try and do everything you can to get this offense. Princeton itching like they're only gonna send 3. Billups right back, looks the pass, he's got time. He throws back, looks the pass, he's got time. He throws it across the middle. It's caught by number 3. He's got enough for the first down. Davis takes it. Throws it across the middle. It's caught by number 3. He's got enough for the first down. Davis takes it into Princeton territory, all the way down to the 35-yard line.
There is a flag on the field, and at 15, we're going to get a roughing the passer penalty on the Vikings.
Well, that is a tremendous, tremendous mistake on the part of Princeton. So that's going to take the ball from the Princeton 35 all the way down to the 20-yard line. So the Cardinals are going to find themselves on the very edge of the red zone.
We'll go ahead and apologize. Well, maybe we'll just go check the angle now. No, we will have the whole end zone. The whole end zone.
You will? Okay.
On this side.
Outside.
We won't have the whole end zone on the other side, just our angle on the press box, but we'll have the whole end zone here.
Special shout out and thanks to the Princeton High School athletic department who were able to find us a spot in the press box this week, so we are out of the elements. But we are behind glass. Here we go. 1st down and 10 for the Cardinals on the Princeton 20-yard line after the 15-yard penalty for roughing the passer. Billups takes it, hands it off to Danielson. He shakes, moves, tries to pick up some yards. It's going to be tough sledding for Danielson here early, but he's going to get, it looks like 1, maybe 2, and probably closer to 1. I mean, to your point from earlier, Brandon, they kind of know when Danielson's back there who's getting the ball, so we'll see what kind of trickeration Billups can pull.
Chris, you might have to pull out the flashlight and turn off the broadcast booth or light.
I can do that.
I don't think everyone at home wants to see your reflection the whole game.
I don't know why they wouldn't. All right, I'm going to do that real quick.
No, just wait till you don't have to do it right now, but.
Well, now I'm conscious because I feel like I'm on camera.
I mean, it's just an outline of you.
So there we go. Billups drops back, looks to pass, has got some time, needs to make a decision. He's going to get he's going to get sacked for a loss. Billups just stayed in the pocket entirely too long.
Well, he tried to step up in the pocket and try to run, but there really wasn't anywhere to step up into. And when he steps up, he really just runs in the back of his own lineman. So good job by the interior of the Princeton Viking defense to hold that play up.
So not a penalty, but effectively like one, because now you're back to the 25-yard line. So 6-yard loss on the second down play puts you at 3rd and 15.
Yeah, we don't really know the length of Velasquez, the kickers, what they let him, but you got to think it's 2 downs for Colerain here.
Probably. Stops back. Pass. And caught. See if he can get some yards. He does. Has enough for the first down. Takes it down inside the 10. Great little dump-off pass there by the Cardinals to pick up a first down.
Yeah, it's a backside screen and wide open. We've seen them try to run that play where they let him slip out, run everyone to one side of the field and let him slip out on his own. This time they do that. Everyone runs to the right. Danielson slips out to the left, but this time it's set up as a screen, so he's got an offensive lineman set up to block, and he finds the hole and is inside the 10-yard line.
On the scoreboard, 1st and goal at the 8-yard line for the Cardinals. So good opening series start here for Colerain. Let's see if they can find a way to punch it in. Billups has got it. He's going to keep it himself, tuck in and run. He's going to be hit. He's going to pick up maybe 1 yard on the play or maybe none.
Yeah, that's one where he catches it and takes the step back to kind of let the play develop, but that's one where he's got to look as he's catching the ball and just go. That extra step allowed the hole to close, and there was nowhere to go, so he is going to basically get no gain.
2nd down and 8. Well, certainly within field goal range now, but boy, with an offense like Princeton, you'd love to be able to put 7 points on the board. I mean, this is a team that has scored, as much as 60 plus points in a game this season.
Trevon Smith looking to throw. He's going to pick it up and just gets it away. They did a little jet sweep. Tried to do the version of this Philly special throwback to Billups, but didn't have time to throw it, and I think the Vikings are really there to defend it if he did have time to throw it. Not a bad play call there, but it sets up a 3rd down. Yeah, he had it if he could throw it right away, but the moment he has to hesitate, the defense knows what's coming and it adjusted back.
Right. Danielson in the backfield once again. Man in motion. Billups calls for the snap. He's got it. Looks, looking to pass. Throws it, and it is incomplete. Knocked down by the Princeton defense, and it'll be 4th down. It's just demoralizing when you have 1st and goal at the 8-yard line and you can't run to pick up.
You ran half the quarter off, and it'll only be demoralizing if you don't get points here.
That's true.
We can adjust your shadows, Chris, but we can't get rid of the shadows from the booth next to us.
Oh, is that right?
Velasquez kick is up, and he just gets it off.
It's good.
And it's good. So it's 6:00. The clock ran an extra second off. At 6:03 of the first quarter, Colerain takes the ball and marches right down the field for 3 points.
Hey, to your point, great start. Ate up half the quarter and marched down the field. Got a couple of big pass plays.
And if
put points on the board.
Very confused. Very, very confused. Why is there a yellow triangle in front of the Cardinals' name? Oh, that was at the possession. I was thinking that was some error.
I'm assuming it's
assuming that's the possession, but I was thinking, how sometimes you put a symbol in a computer program and it doesn't show up right?
Right.
I thought it was we put the wrong symbol, and the Cardinal head is coming up as a triangle.
It's a yellow triangle. It's a caution triangle. Oh, boy.
Well,
is that the first opening drive touchdown?
It wasn't a touchdown.
Oh, excuse me. Opening drive score?
I have to go look back. They might have done it against East.
Maybe. Okay.
But that's the Princeton Vikings' strength is their defense. So to put any points on, especially early, it's a good sign for the Cardinals.
Hey, you know what? That's more points they've scored 3 of the past 4 weeks. So we'll take it. It's a good start. So here we go. Now kicking off to the Vikings. It's a little dinky one right through the middle. The ball's on the ground. There are Vikings falling on it. There are Cardinals falling on it. We'll see who's got it. I got the sense that Princeton got it, but there's a couple of Colerain players that are pretty excited. We'll see who actually has it.
No one is excited.
Yeah, no one's really excited. Yeah. I think Princeton fell on it. Good idea trying to catch the Vikings off guard, trying to get those up men to maybe fumble the ball, but unfortunately.
And you know what? Johnny Velasquez?
Yep.
There's no more soccer season. They fell in the tournament earlier this week. No worries about getting laid out all on the line, and that was all him. That's a dribbler, kicker, try to get it before any up man notice, and it just squirmed through everyone really, and Vikings win the ground game. I don't even know if you'd say they win it. It just ended up in their hands.
Well, great if it works, troublesome if it doesn't, because now the Vikings start off 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. So great field position to start their first offensive series of the day. Number 18, a quarterback, takes the ball, fakes the handoff, keeps himself, runs around a right end. He's going to pick up about 7.5, we'll call it 8 yards on first down.
And we're going to see a lot of that tonight. They don't have any one back that stands out. They don't throw a bunch.
Yep.
But you know what? They run a lot of quarterback run with Mr. Birch, and he's going to get a lot of yards.
6'2", 190-pound junior.
He started here as a sophomore last year.
Yep. Birch now drops back, looks to pass. He gets rid of it quickly, makes the completion for the first down. Wrap and tackle, but not until the receiver picks up, looks maybe one more yard, but down to the Colerain 45.
Just a quick hitter to Landon Myrie, and he's a big junior, a heavily recruited tight end prospect, and at 6'4", 250, he's going against Cook, who is all of 5'9", 150 pounds. Quite a size difference there on the edge.
Birch drops back. He's got plenty of time. Tosses it down the field. It's going to be over the intended target. Pretty ball. Plenty of time. Just he threw it to a guy that was really completely covered.
And there is a flag on the field. And we get a sense that if that's how we've said it all year, Colerain goes man-to-man across the board. They're just going to go straight up. And we see what Princeton sees. Princeton's like, well, we got a guy who's 6 inches taller and 100 pounds and probably runs just as fast. We're going to throw go up. But there is a holding call, it appears. So even if he would have caught it, it would have been called back here.
Yep, so holding against the Vikings brings them back 10 yards. So from the Colerain 45 back to their own 45. First down and 20. Birch in the shotgun, takes it, hands it off up the middle. Picks up some big yards. Going to get about, looks like 7 yards of that penalty back. It'll be 2nd and 13. Just a run right up the middle. Nothing fancy there.
Yep.
They do move quickly on offense. Birch has got it. Hands it off one more time. Once again, right up the middle. Number 5's got it. He's going to pick up, I think, enough for the first down. It's going to be very close, but almost a 13-yard run on that second down.
Yeah, just straight ahead. Handoff. Brown. Freeman pushes ahead. He's going to be marked just short. He needed the 30. He's going to be, well, he's got the 30. I don't.
Yeah, they're at the 30, so I don't.
They're going to say the center.
They just marked it.
Well, that's a 5-yard penalty then, right? If the center moved the ball.
Center touched the ball, it should be.
They're just short of the. I mean, he should do that every play. But.
Yeah, it's inches. So third down and inches. Oh, snap is back, and the quarterback was not ready for it. He's going to get around the edge and still have enough to pick up the first down. Unbelievable. Cardinals had an opportunity there, but
it's going to be 5 yards because I don't think he snapped it. Princeton was not set when that ball was snapped.
There you go.
Oh, no, it's going to be holding. Well, that's why he got free on the edge. So what was 3rd and maybe 3 inches is now going to be 3rd and 10 for the Vikings.
Now, I will say in my pregame preparation, I did not research the individual games because it's the only way you can do it on gmcsports.com to see what the penalty situation was for Princeton. I know historically in the past they have not been what I would call the most disciplined team when it comes to penalties, but I don't know what their status is this year. Early on, it doesn't look like too much has changed.
No, and that's a big thing later on. We saw can cost you in the playoffs.
All right, so now 3rd down and 10. Birch once again in the shotgun, drops back, looks to pass, has got some time, a little bit of pressure up the middle. He throws it in his. Did he catch it?
Yeah, he caught it.
He did at the 40-yard line, so he's going to be 5 yards short of the first down on 4th down. Obviously, kind of no man's land here. You're not punting, you're not kicking. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, no surprise there.
I mean, they don't have 5 in the backfield. I don't know why not. I'm handing the ball off to him. What's his name? Freeman Brown?
Well, 10
or Brown Freeman.
Or Birch is the guy that he's their main runner, but he's going to be throwing the ball.
Yep, and he throws it across the middle, and it is, I think, caught by number 4 for the Vikings, right inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Sheldon Hibbert just laid out and made a really nice catch and saves the Vikings there on 4th down.
Yeah, there was pressure put on by the Cardinals. It was number 11. We mentioned him earlier, Douglas, kind of coming through on his defensive line position, applying some pressure, but Birch was able to unload it, and nice catch. So 1st down and 10 for the Vikings. We'll call it at the 30-yard line.
A little confusion up front for the Vikings.
Really tight on that offensive line. A little offset I formation. 3 goes in motion. Fakes the handoff. Birch keeps it himself. He's going to pick up about 1 yard on that. Well defensed by the Cardinals.
Yeah, you talked about Brown Freeman getting those yards. That's kind of what you have to live with when you play Princeton because they want to run Birch. He's their leading rusher. He's their leading passer. He's their Mr. Do-Everything. So they're able to hold him to 2 yards. But
look at this formation. This is a long I formation. Birch takes it, hands the ball off once again right up the middle. This time is Freeman. He's got it. He's inside the 15, inside the 10, taken down right at about the 9-yard line. So there's that burst of energy right out of Freeman that we talked about, and it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Vikings.
Yeah, and this Princeton offense is, for all intents and purposes, an option offense out of the shotgun.
Yep.
So again, what poison are you going to pick so far? Cardinals.
Yep. And they handed off the ball that time in the backfield, and the Cardinals defense was all over Brown Freeman. He got nothing. Actually lost about 2 yards on that.
So far tonight, they've said the poison's going to be the fullback that they're going to take. They stop it there, but they're having success so far with it.
So a little bit of a Rick Haynes influence on this offense, maybe?
Rick Haynes, the former offensive coordinator. I don't know if that's all his influence. He's the offensive line coach here. It's just your personnel.
Right.
They're not the
2nd down and goal. 5 now go. Oh, a high snap. Birch has got it, and there's flags.
And another penalty on the Vikings. Also, being on the 75 corridor, you're going to hear, that's the first time tonight, you're going to hear lots of sirens that always go by at this stadium. As an ambulance is runs down 75. At the corridor where all the hospitals are as well here.
Yep, sure. So they're going to take that ball back to, looks like the 16-yard line.
Second and goal.
2nd and goal from the 16-yard line for the Vikings. There's a snap back. Fakes the handoff. Pass to number 9. He's got it. He's going to take it down to about the 11-yard line. So 5-yard gain on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 11. Again, 4-down territory here for the Vikings.
Top defender, and that's he didn't look like he was going very fast, but Myrie is still a very large human being, and he went down tackled, but Zahid Davis is getting up slow, paid the price for that tackle. Now if you're the Vikings, I mean, I know it's 3rd and goal from the 11, but you already found a matchup with Myrie against a 5'9" DB. Now you got a backup coming in to play the other corner.
I mean, but to your point, their strength is running the football.
Right, but I mean, it's so far out. Do you play for 2 downs, or you just say, you know what, our best and kick, or is our best thing, you know what, you got a backup corner, let's throw it up and let our guy go jump up and get it.
You can try. That's not what I would do. I mean, this Brown Freeman cat has impressed me on 2 big runs. So I'm either handing the ball off to him, or honestly, if Birch is their best player, which you said he is on offense, then I'm doing a fake, I'm pulling it, and I'm going to take it around the end and try and turn the corner. I just know if throwing is not his strength, if he's a runner, then play to his strength.
I don't even know if it's not his strength. I don't think they give him a lot of time to throw.
Well, he's got 4 wide receivers, split 3 to the right, 1 to the left. He drops back. He's looking to pass. He's going to have pressure on her. He steps up into the pocket, and they totally miss him. He's going to run and take it into the end zone for a touchdown. The Cardinal defense was there. They over-pursued and completely missed him, and he took off to the end zone.
It's like a broken record. We say it every time. When you go that cover 0 man-to-man across the board, there's no one accounting for the quarterback if he breaks the pocket, and there's no one there. If he steps up in the pocket, there's no one in the middle. Danielson's there late, coming off of his man to make the tackle.
There's a flag on the play.
I think we're going to get a sideline warning.
Oh, it's sportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, no, it's unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, I guess it's against the Vikings, which is why they're talking to them. I assume you enforce that on the kickoff?
Yeah.
Well, I say against the Vikings because they're talking to them. Maybe it was against Colerain, which
No, they don't have a 5 on the 5 is a backup who wasn't in on it. Well, is he?
I don't know.
I don't know if Brandon Smith was in on that play or not.
Are we going to get an official call from the ref? Or... Okay. Guess not.
Also, the Princeton Viking number 5 is getting a talking to by his coach on the sideline. So, safe to say it was him.
It was him. All right, so the Vikings put one in here with about 1:33 left to go in the opening quarter. Snap is down, hold is up, kick is way up, and it is good. So with 1:33 left to go in the opening quarter, the Colerain Cardinals defense could not hold the Vikings, and they were able to drive down the field despite some penalties and put 7 on the board, and now lead the Colerain Cardinals 7-3.
We've only seen one kickoff and an extra point attempt, but that Princeton kicker's got a leg.
I mean, he almost was it higher than the field goal than the post? It could have been. He hammered that thing.
And that touchback, I think
it was 7 yards deep, 8 yards deep in the end zone.
So?
Well, that's disappointing. That hurts. I know it's obviously early in the game. It's not going to determine the outcome, but they had him dead to rights, right? I mean, they broke through the line. There were 3 or 4 Cardinals there on defense,
but they weren't. They were blocked. He steps up right through them. They're coming from the edges, and he steps right up. And I think we were both right. So here's the unsportsmanlike penalty being enforced on the Vikings. So we'll see if the young man, when we've sung his praises now, can kick it that extra 15 into the end zone from here.
I don't think so. He's going to be kicking from his own 25-yard line. If he kicks it over the head of our tailback of our return men who are standing on the 20, that's impressive. Actually, and they've even backed up a few.
The junior.
I mean, Davis is backing up to the 15. He wants to get a good running start to get it.
Joel Kimball to kick off. Cole Kimball, sorry.
Cole gets underneath it. It is a line drive kick, and it is taken all the way back to the 10-yard line. Davis drops it, but picks it up. He's going to try and find some room. He's got a wall of Viking defenders in front of him. Cut a couple of them, but only made it out to the 20. So for a 15-yard penalty, it's not a bad starting position for the Viking defense.
Yep, as soon as he dropped it, that's that one moment you lose, and you only have so much time to hold your blocking on those kickoffs with those guys barreling down on you.
Yep. So now it'll be an interesting situation, right? Because let's see what the Colerain offense and the coordinator does to, maybe mix up this offense a little bit, try and do something a little bit different, and see what the Viking defense does to try and counteract that. It's a hard snap there, trying to see if he could get the Vikings to jump off. They did not. So 2 wide receivers split to the left, 2 to the right, single set back. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. There we go. Gets it off with 2 seconds to go. Billups looking to pass, throws it as incomplete over the head of the intended target, number 4 for the Colerain Cardinals.
Yeah, he didn't have the read he wanted on the right side, switched over and tried to switch over to the left side and just got pocket collapsed on him, and he kind of just threw it in an area. I don't know if he was on target there or throwing to a target there. Either way, he was off, unable to set his feet.
So 2nd down and 10 now on the scoreboard. They have it marked, I think, on the 21-yard line, so that must be where they are. Phillips has got handoff across the middle, bounces outside, and taken down for a 2-yard loss. They're going to give him. They're going to. Oh, way more than that. My apologies. They went from the
flag on the field as well.
Okay, yeah.
Greg Williams with the tackle for the Vikings.
Got to imagine he's pretty fired up tonight.
Nope, it looks like the flag just fell out of a pocket.
So no flag on the play. So loss of yards for the Cardinals on that play. Great tackle by Williams, and it's going to be 3rd down and 15.
Yep.
3rd down and 15.
Needs to get to the 31.
Number 7 jogging in from the sideline. Lining up right next to Billups. The Vikings defense are fired up. They want to put pressure on Billups and force him to make a mistake, which let's hope he doesn't here deep in their own territory. Billups drops back, looks to pass. Good protection by the offensive line. He rolls to his left, throws it down the field, and it is caught. And they're going to say he caught it. Unbelievable catch. Is that number 9 out there?
Ron Smith catches it on the sideline, and I apologize. I missed it.
You were so busy watching the quarterback. That's all right. It was a great throw, and it was a great catch by 9 right on the sideline to pick up the first down all the way up to the Colerain 37-yard line. 1st and 10. That was impressive. He tiptoed both of his feet there right at the end to keep him in bounds, and they gave him the credit. So 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Oh, we got flags. It's week 10. It's week 10. Okay. False start against the Cardinals. It's 5 yards. So 1st and 15 now. So Davis and Smith split out wide to the left. There's the handoff, I think, to Danielson. He's going to try and find some room, and there's just absolutely nothing there. In fact, he's going to lose a yard. It's going to fall to 2nd down and 16.
And that will do it here.
Yep.
I don't think the Cardinals will get to the line fast enough unless they run really fast.
No, under 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Last play there of the first quarter, and after 1 quarter play here at Princeton High School, it's the Vikings 7, the Cardinals 3.
The math department has been a beacon of consistency with very little turnover in recent years. We have, however, had the luxury of adding on wonderful new hires that have immediately become great additions to our departments and our TBTs of algebra and geometry have been instrumental in the success that our high school has seen in recent years. Our veteran teachers and new teachers alike are both caring and thoughtful on their students and are often one of the bright spots in their students' days, despite the negative reputation of math tends to have. Our teachers are very
Again, I'm still running camera, so I have to switch sides.
That's all right. We're in between quarters. A lot of activity going on here at Princeton. It's senior night. I think they also announced that it was choir night, which is interesting. So can't exactly hear what they're celebrating down here on the other end of the field around the 20. But
Those are all older people, so I'm assuming there's some sort of alumnus or teachers or administrators or just some random 7 people that walked on the field.
And they decided to recognize them accordingly. It could be. Could be.
No, that was them directing the cops to get them off the field. They were just standing there waving.
Yeah. Hi, how are you? Thanks for coming. All right, so let's flip it around now. It's a 2nd down and 15 for the Cardinals on their own 32-yard line. Snap is back. Billups scanning the field, looking, rolling. He's under pressure. He's going to get out of a missed tackle. He's got an opportunity to find a completion. He throws it across the middle, and it is complete. It's going to be short of the first down, but nice gain on that play for the Colerain Cardinals.
I mean, it's a nice game, but it's not the one Cardinal rule number 1, and not just Colerain Cardinal. Cardinal rule number 1 is don't throw across your body.
Yep, that's exactly what he did.
Throwing him in the field, and if Trevon Smith keeps running his route, there's no one there.
Trevon Smith, again, the 5'11", 165-pound sophomore, the presumably heir apparent to the quarterback
No, Chris
position.
Potts is the JV. Another sophomore.
Potts is? Okay.
Or I think Potts is a sophomore. Yeah, sophomore.
Okay, 3rd down and 4. Snap is to Billup. He's going to take it and try and get it himself, and he's not going to get it. He got hit in the backfield, tried to spin, but there's a late flag coming in. I have a feeling the Cardinals are going to be the recipient of an additional 15-yard gift.
Yeah, something wasn't right there in the play call or the communication for the Cardinals. That I don't know if that's exactly, or the Princeton just made a good play as well, but Billups went to fake the handoff, and there was no one there to fake it to, so he just had to keep it. So we're going to get 15 yards maybe here. Cardinals are assuming as much.
They're back out on the field, ready to march.
Not
down.
only are they back on the field, they're ahead of the ball where the ball was marked down.
So it's 15 yards from that spot.
From that spot, which is enough for a first down.
It's a little disheartening that we kind of had to think for a second there just to do the math. Like, that is enough for the first down, right?
I knew it wasn't. I said it was.
No, I did, because at one point it was 2nd and 15, right? I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute, where were we on the field?
But it was 3rd and 4.
That's right. So first down for the Cardinals on the backs of a 15-yard personal foul penalty against the Vikings. And we have another penalty now. Oh, jeez. It looks like it's going to be a second false start call against the Cardinals.
Well, I don't know if that's one where someone put their hand down and then brought it back. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
What are they calling a snap infraction?
The Zebras are awake and alert tonight. They are throwing flags everywhere.
Well,
Is that a
the first quarter went fast. Let's hope it's not one of those where this game, the Zebras make it last.
So they were in Princeton territory, now back into Colerain territory at the 48-yard line. First down and 15. Nobody move. Just set. There we go. Snap is back to Billups. He passes it out, intended for number 9, and it is incomplete.
Yeah.
Smith was there, just...
Yeah, I don't know if he just didn't look up. Smith or Billups was a little off, maybe a little bit of both on that. You want to keep your head down to that last moment so you don't draw the attention of the defense, but...
So now we're looking at a 2nd and long.
We're just looking at the same situation we had before, just
That's right.
just a little bit farther down the field.
Movement all along the Colerain line, getting
Bunch.
set.
Interesting formation.
Yeah, look at that. And there's the handoff to Danielson once again, trying to get positive yards, and it's just there just isn't much there in the middle. I appreciate the run. I appreciate them, trying to continue to pound that. Not having a whole lot of success here early.
Yeah, and when you haven't had success elsewhere with the run, when you go with that gimmick where you have that bunch right there,
Yep.
tight end over, well, everyone knows. Oh, Danielson's in. That's where you're gonna run the football right out of that area.
So they got the ball into Princeton territory to the 49-yard line, but it's going to be 3rd and 12. So 2 plays resulting in 3 yards. Kind of set the Cardinals behind the sticks here. He's got one offset back. Danielson now shifts. He looks like he's going to be the outlet. Number 1 comes through untouched. Billups takes off down the field trying to pick up enough for the first down. He's going to run out of bounds just before, but we'll see how much he picked up.
Give him the 42.
Really? I thought he made it further down than that, but all right.
Yeah, it's a little deceptive with the sidelines are not very bright white, so you can't really see them.
It's week 10, right? So the Cardinals are going for it on 4th down and 5, which I certainly appreciate. It can't kick a field goal from here, and you don't want to punt it. Trailing 7-3. Cardinals looking to put pressure on this Vikings defense and maybe put some more points on the board here. Plenty of time. Just under about 8 seconds left here on the play clock. Looks like he audibled there. Snap is back. Looks to pass. Billups has got pressure. He's going to try and spin out of it, and he's going to get tackled. For a huge loss all the way back into Colerain territory. Unfortunately, in that situation, it's the one thing you simply cannot do as a quarterback. On 4th down, you cannot take a sack, and you certainly can't give back almost 20 yards.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, though, if that's all on him because he had no time at all.
None. No.
And that's partially on the coach because you got to have a play where he can get it out quick. It's also on the line because he is just doing his best. I mean, I know Princeton brought a blitz there, but you got to give some sort of time for him to go up front.
So unfortunately, the Cardinals turn it over on downs. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 on the Colerain 43-yard line. The snap is back. Actually, the snap was back to 3, and he took it. And he handed it off, and they're going to pick up about 8 yards on that first down run. So Brown Freeman on the run. The quarterback was Hunter. There are a lot of seniors on this team. It's a senior-laden team. So interesting, and he's now in at quarterback. Birch is not out there. There's a snap back to 13. Kind of bobbled a little bit, looking for some room to run. He's not going to find it. And the Cardinals are going to tackle him for a huge loss all the way back to the 40, we're going to call it the 47-yard line. So big defensive play by the Colerain defense.
And give credit to, we'll give credit to the defensive line, maybe not the woes of the offensive line. You can't really blame Hunter there.
Yeah, Hunter.
It hit him in the hands, but it's not a good snap, and they have struggled with the snap all night.
So I guess the question is, where is Birch?
He's not in the game.
He's definitely not in the game. It's just interesting. So the Vikings going with a different quarterback here. Number 3 drops back, looks the pass, throws it across the middle to a wide open receiver. Cardinal hit him, but wasn't enough to dislodge the ball or take him down, and he's going to get all the way down to the 20-yard line. So for a backup quarterback, he looked pretty good on that pass. Just found a wide open seam right through the middle of the field. Brandon doing the camera work tonight. Thank you. There's the handoff once again to number, I think that was 5, Brown Freeman, who's going to take it down to the 15-yard line. So about a 6-yard gain on that first down run.
I know exactly where Birch is. He's on the sideline, so I don't know if they're just trying to get some work without him out there, or he got hurt, or...
Does he have his helmet?
Yeah, he's right there on the 37-yard line on the sidelines. You can see him in the bottom of the screen right there.
Yep, there you go.
So I don't know why he's not in.
Maybe they're just trying a different offense.
Yeah.
Experimenting. So there we go. Fakes the handoff. 3's got it. He's going to run wide. He's got a blocker right in front of him. Number 9, he's going to follow him. He's going to take it down inside the 5-yard line. He'll definitely pick up enough for the first down. It'll be first and goal for the Vikings.
And again, we've said there, with this cover 0 and linebackers on the inside, if you get to turn the edge, contain, there is no one on the outside to cover, so you're going to get plenty of yardage before the secondary can come back in and make the play.
So 3's got it. Once again, takes it. He's going to try and run it himself, and he's going to walk in untouched.
Same play the other way. All you got to do is get stretch play one way and stretch play the other way. If you can contain the defensive end, there's no one there in this Cardinal defense.
That has been a problem for this defense.
You can do it by formation. If you just put everyone either wide or to the other side, there's no one containing that edge except the defensive end, but you could double team them, and the linebackers got to go across the field, and it's a easily exploit a weakness that we've seen this year in that defense. You don't have the defensive end play right now to contain that. Snap. That kick is way good. I mean, that hit the scoreboard. And not just it hit the scoreboard. It literally hit the scoreboard part of this, the video part of the scoreboard. That was impressive.
Yeah, that kid's got a leg. So with 7:09 to go here in the first half, the Vikings have opened up a 14-3 lead, scoring 14 unanswered points. Cardinals took the first series of the game down and put 3 on the board. It looked good. It was a good offense. They moved well, and even last series they were moving well on the verge of getting down, putting maybe some more points on the board, and then the big sack turned into 7 more points for the Vikings eventually, and now they lead 14-3.
We'll see what Mr. Kimball does here with his kick. If the Cardinals have any opportunity to return it.
He gets his foot underneath it, and it is a deep kick, and it's going to go into the end zone, and it will be thankfully blown dead by the referee. It looked like our return man was ready to
they blew
that run.
They blew that. Yeah, I hear you say.
Oh, love the enthusiasm. Don't like the decision.
Yeah. Why not?
Sure. So Colerain gets the ball here. Plenty of time. 2 timeouts left.
Plenty of time. It's not even halfway through the second quarter.
I know. That's why I said there's plenty of time. Plenty of time here in the second quarter. Billups once again giving some signals to the offensive playmakers. Snap is back. Looks to pass. Drops it, and he's going to take off, and he's going to run. He's going to have positive yards, I think. Oh, boy. I think he got maybe 2 yards on that run.
That run was by number 1, Billups. That was made by number 1.
Yeah, that's one where.
They're giving him 4 yards on that.
Yeah, he got. It's the angle.
Yep.
But that's one where you think, oh man, he cuts it, he gets to the outside, and there's no one there. I'm like, well, no, Princeton has the dudes.
They got some speed on.
They got the dudes. They have 2 Division I linebackers, a couple of Division I members of the secondary. They have some closing speed.
2nd down and 7. 3-yard officially gained on that first down run by Billups. 9 in motion. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So the ball is snapped, and it snapped off of the running back and hit the ground, and Princeton picks it up, takes it down to the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, I presume, for the Vikings. That just was a comedy of errors there.
Sheldon Hibbert comes up with it.
I don't know what you can do about that. I mean, the snap, I mean, it was a good snap, except it went right into the back of the tailback as he was in motion. And Billups couldn't haul it in, and it hit the ground, and Princeton picked it up, and now they're in business. 1st and goal at their own 10-yard line. Already up 14-3, looking to add to it. Birch is back in there, takes it. He's going to try and run around the edge and see if he can pick up some yards, and he will. It gets down inside the 5-yard line. That's impressive. Colerain defenders were trailing him the entire way, and he was still able to find the corner and turn it and pick up positive yards.
You know, we say his name a lot. Senior playing in his last game. You got to give credit there. That's a defensive end. Now he's a 170-pound defensive end, John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Matheny, excuse me.
Matheny.
Chasing down Birch is a running quarterback, and he kept him from scoring.
Yep. 2nd down and 3, pass to number 9, and he's going to spin once and get into the end zone. I'm not sure if that counts.
It did.
Okay. I saw the referee waving his arms as if he was trying to stop the clock, but that goes.
Yeah, just one of those play action, run the tight end underneath the formation, and Myrie's there, and you hit him there for maybe not to get to the end zone, but he's a large man and doesn't go down.
Yeah, no, not much resistance by the defense to try and stop him. He spun through an arm tackle and walked into the end zone. So snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and kick is good. So 5:37 to go here in the opening half. Cardinals now find themselves down 21-3 to the Princeton Vikings. I think it's safe to say that in the offseason there's going to have to be a complete and total reevaluation of this offensive scheme. I mean, you don't have to score 45 points a week, but you got to score more than 3. So something is going to have to change.
Yeah, the offense isn't the problem.
Ball line up on the 40 once again. What's his kicker's name again? Give him a little.
Cole Kimball.
Cole Kimball.
Almost like Days of Thunder Cole Trickle.
There you go. Well, Cole's leg is going to need to be iced probably after this game.
Not Another one in the end zone.
That's a touchdown. Cardinals will take over on the first down.
The only thing you can hope for, not the only thing, but one of the things you hope for, I mean, this is kind of a little bit of a backyard rivalry, is that everything stays clean. Princeton's already been hit with 2 personal fouls for 30 yards and penalties, in the first half so far. Colerain has avoided that. Hopefully nothing, falls apart as the game goes on, especially if it gets out of hand where, anybody does anything dumb. Again, if the Cardinals lose this game, then the season ends tonight here at Princeton. Somehow, if they can find a way to claw back and win this game, then there will be a Week 11 playoff game next week.
And more than likely right back here.
Yep. Against this very same Viking squad. So Billups fakes the handoff, keeps it, and he's going to be immediately tackled. Brandon, what's going on that the defenders are getting in the backfield so quickly?
There's offensive line missed assignments there.
I mean, you'd like to, it's easy to look at Billups and say, well, you got to do something. But, I mean, to your point from earlier, he has no time.
Absolutely none.
Right. There's nothing he can do.
Shelvin Hibbert was on him immediately.
I mean, that's a 10-yard sack on first down and 10 at the 20. So now they're back at they're back at their own 10-yard line. He drops back to pass and he throws it, and it is almost intercepted, intended for Smith, and he wasn't even close. He just threw it to a spot.
And to give credit where credit's due, this is outside of maybe the team they saw last week at Hamilton, one of the premier defenses in this, if not the city, the state. At least from a talent perspective.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, just looking at their scores, I mean, outside of the first week against Moeller, they've given up 0, 6, 16, 7, 0, 10, and then somehow they gave up 30 2 weeks ago to Fairfield. I don't know how that happened.
Because they were up. They scored like 60
points. Oh, that was
points.
the game they scored 62 points.
Yeah.
So Billups has got it now, third down and long. He's going to look for a long pass, and it's down the middle, and it is almost intercepted. Number 9 was open for the pass, but he threw behind him. So I don't know if that was a incorrect incorrect run or what that was.
Well, that's one where they saw the opening, but Billups threw it to the outside shoulder. Trevon Smith run to the inside shoulder.
So the first punt of the evening, as crazy as that sounds.
In the first punt, we see Trevon Smith, the backup punter. Cardinals are going to have to use a timeout. They're missing a member of the punt team.
There's no excuse for that. I mean, it was fourth and 20, right? I mean, you know you're going to punt the ball.
Trevon Smith has done an okay job past couple of weeks with Cooper Creek being out for what is now the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. Your regular punter.
Be sure to visit GMCSports.com for all your stats, standings, and scores from around the league.
All right, so Cardinals are back out. No punting away here. Back at their own 10-yard line, 4th and 20. I got to believe, I mean, Princeton, obviously, they're sending the house. They got everybody right up on the line of scrimmage. I'm going to try and block this punt and really put the hammer down on the Cardinals. And here they come. But he gets the kick off, and it is caught. And then, caught and then dropped out of bounds, fumbled out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings in Colerain territory. They're going to mark it at the 42-yard line. First down for the Vikings, up 21-3 here in the opening half.
Cardinals will try to do here to keep it close, keep it within striking distance. He had a almost perfect first quarter, but they've let it get away from here in the second.
Yeah, it was it was 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. They've given up, 2 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter to the Vikings. One on an incredibly short field. The last one on the snap.
For
and then
some reason, I
bump.
thought it was 3-0. No, you're right. It was 7-3.
Yeah. There's the handoff right up the middle. Defense is there, but not before they pick up 5 yards on a first down run. So it'll be 2nd down and 5.
Number 2, Jordan Fitzpatrick. Number 16, Roland.
Fitzpatrick on the carry. 5'11", 205-pound running back. Haven't called his name yet tonight. So Birch back in a quarterback now. So clearly, like we said earlier, they're just trying something a little bit different, maybe going with a couple of different offensive setups. And we've got
The referee's going to stop the play here. For Orlando, Roland came up a little slow and gimpy on that play and trying to play through it, but you could just tell him as the middle linebacker calling out of the play, there was referee sees that he's struggling just to make the call, so he's got to take him out here for this play.
Hats off to the ref for doing the right thing and getting an injured player off the field.
Silas Murphy in at the linebacker for now. And knocked away.
Yep. So pass intended for number 9 of the Vikings. Good defense by the Cardinals. Just get their hand in there and knock that thing down. It'll be 3rd down and 6 upcoming.
See. Myrie again. They go one-on-one with their big tight end, and see Davis up to the task that time, knocks it away.
What I like about Birch, and again, this is my first time seeing him. I didn't see him last year when he played, but what I like about him is there's no hesitation. I mean, like he either is progressing through his reads very quickly when he's throwing the ball, or he just makes the decision, this is where I'm going to throw the ball.
Man.
But there's no lingering around back there. 1, 2, I mean, within 3 seconds he had it out. Number 4 is wide open. He catches the ball, takes it all the way down to about the 11-yard line, which is it'll be a 1st and near goal for the Vikings once again.
Yeah, there's a reason the young man has started here since he was a sophomore. And the struggles really passing the ball have not been him. It's been the protection for him coming into the season.
The Vikings are going to would not at all surprise me to see them win a game or two come the playoff time. Hand off to number 2. Once again, he takes it, stays on his feet. Colerain keeps hitting him, but he's going to take it all the way down to about the 5-yard line.
Well, maybe
Maybe the 4th? Maybe the 4-yard line?
Yeah, 4-yard line. Let's be a little clear, though, for that with the 16-team playoffs in Division One, they should win. And as a team that's going to get 2 home games, so as the top 4 seeds get 2 home games to start the playoffs.
Will they be a top 4 seed?
Yeah.
Oh, will they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they should certainly win.
They should certainly win 2, at least 1, with the first game being against a 2 or 1 or 2.
Yep. 2nd down and goal, or 2nd down. It was 3 yards out, and touchdown for the Vikings. Ran right through the heart of that Colerain defense, and again, good blocking by the offensive line for the Vikings. And the Cardinals are on the verge of being down 28-3 with still 3 minutes to go here in the first half. This has been a nightmare scenario for the Cardinals in the second quarter. Unless it's a bad snap or a bad hold, I can't believe this guy couldn't.
They almost got the last one straight up the middle.
Let's see. Snap is back, hold is down. There was some pressure on the sides, but he kicks that thing so high.
He almost like you wonder why you would kick it that high,
right?
Because any non-normal kick is going to introduce some air, and he almost has to with the rush. I mean, that's the 3rd time, not as close. Last time he barely got it over, but he is able to add it this time.
So with just under 3 minutes to go in the first half, the Cardinals trail 28-3.
And you talk about winning the game, two or more games in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If I'm one of those teams that meets them, that's something I'm looking at and saying that's something we can exploit.
Yep.
If need be, come the playoffs.
Yep. So we'll talk a little bit more. I'd like to talk a little bit more about the Division I playoffs in the second half, just to for those who are listening who might be interested in kind of where the strong teams are around the city and what they'll see on Friday nights and Saturday nights on the news reports about who's doing what come playoff time. But there are a couple of teams that are, I think, head and shoulders above others, and The names will not surprise anyone on this
there's
broadcast.
one team that's head and shoulders above
There's
others.
one team that is certainly head and shoulders above the other. No doubt about it.
Kind of like one kid who's head and shoulders above everyone else on that team.
Yes, and that one kid will not be leaving anytime soon.
Yes. We talked about an impressive quarterback who started here at Princeton since a sophomore. There was an impressive one over Moeller that started since a freshman
Yeah.
at Moeller.
In the playoffs. Didn't he start? Was his first start in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I think it was, right? I think it was the regional final. So there's a little pooch kick. That's interesting. Caught and immediately hit. They were very excited about that on the Princeton sideline because of the big hit, but caught by the Cardinals, and they'll have it first down and 10 up at the I don't understand that. I mean, why do you do
I don't
that?
mind you practicing it, but why are you celebrating that? Oh, you're beating. You just got a big hit on a questionable call against an 0-9 team.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, there's the.
Yeah, there's a flag on the play. We'll see what it is. Invariably, you have to believe it's going to be a personal
at this
foul.
point, it might be on Huber.
I don't know. We'll see what they say, but I mean, that was pretty. That was some pretty excessive celebration. Pretty solid hit on the sideline. I thought the hit was clean. Was the hit clean?
It's one of those though. He's defenseless on the sidelines. He's
Did
looking.
he call a fair catch?
I don't know if he called fair catch or not.
Okay.
And maybe that's the discussion here.
Yep. Well, the referees are gathered right around the 30-yard line and having a
But there is also, he didn't call fair catch, but it's the same. If you're going to kick it up there, he still has the same rules.
That's right.
You have to let him catch it.
That's right. I mean, I think the referees are doing the right thing here to take a minute and discuss it and be clear with what it is they saw and what it is they're going to call. So here's the call.
And they will call a personal foul. If he doesn't call fair catch, it's the same rules as the punt. You have to give him the opportunity to catch it, which means giving him the space.
Yep. So the Colerain up man who caught that ball took the penalty. I mean, took a big hit, but the Cardinals are going to pick up their third set of 15 yards because of a personal foul against the Vikings. Haven't been able to do much with it, but it is going to bring them all the way up to their own 48-yard line, which is where they'll start off with a one timeout and 2:56 left to go here in the opening half. Boy, how awesome would it be if they could find a way traverse this 52 yards and put 7 on the board. 28-10 feels a lot better than 28-3. They have not started the clock yet. There's a conversation.
I think Coach Parker wants an explanation on the Princeton sideline.
Yeah, he's out there having a, not jawing or anything, but certainly having a conversation with the head ref, wanting to understand what the call was for. Doesn't seem upset or angry about it, just I guess wants an answer. I mean, you can't certainly be arguing about where they're placing the ball. Maybe he is. He's still out there. He's still walking with the head ref. Walking dejectedly to the sideline. Clearly did not get the answer he wanted.
They haven't won a game in 2 years. First down for the Cardinals. They didn't win a game last year, and this is the last chance for them to win a game this year.
Snap is back. Billups has got it. He's going to tuck. He's going to run. Try and make one man miss. Does make him miss, but unfortunately, that defense for the Vikings has some speed, and they tackled him after only a 1 yard, maybe 2 yard gain.
Yeah, this is not a Moeller defense that has a lot of bulk up front. So you might see a team in the playoffs be able to exploit that, maybe run on it. But, man, that linebacking core, I mean, you might have 3, maybe 4 D1 linebackers out there, and there's any sort of gap, they're going to find it and get there. I don't know what this is about.
They called timeout.
Who called timeout?
The Vikings did. They want the ball back.
Oh, with the clock. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, there's 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. So, with only gaining 2 yards on that first down run, and their belief that Colerain can't get a first down. They feel confident they can get the ball back. They had their full complement of 3 timeouts.
Well, no, I only question that because it seemed like the Princeton had his whole team gather, and then the referee went specifically to Huber. Like there was some control yourself, gentlemen, sort of situation going on there. It's just.
As we always do every week, we'll try and gather some scores from around the city. We'll get those during halftime. We'll go silent, and we'll come back with about 5 minutes left in halftime to share with you any stats from this game that are worth sharing.
That we can find. We don't know if there is a stats person here at Princeton.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there is, but
whether or not they can print off stats or not, we don't know. And then, of course, any stats from around the GMC in the city. So, all right, here we go. 2nd down and 8. Billups has got it. Drops back, looks to pass, rolls, still rolling. He's going to get tackled from behind unless he gets rid of it, and he doesn't. He gets wrapped up and thrown to the ground. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play, so it will be recorded as a sack, and the Vikings are going to call another timeout.
Parker Jr. with the sack.
So the Cardinals doing on offense exactly what the Vikings thought they would do, which is not move the ball down the field. So they call another timeout. They still have one left with 2:29 left to go, so plenty of time for the Vikings to get the ball back and do something with it. They've shown, at least in this game, they have the propensity to score quickly.
They have about 50, and they have some freshmen that are up just to fill it out,
So 2:29, and it's one of those situations where the Cardinals, you're trying for the first down, but that might save a Viking timeout here. Here, the Vikings. Would you rather have the incomplete pass rather than the sack here? Probably not. There's 2:20.
Yeah, there's
2:20 time.
There's plenty of time. I mean, again, they're going to go out there with their hair on fire in a 2-minute drill trying to find a way to score. So it's 3rd down and 10 for the Cardinals, again, back at their own 48-yard line. Got to find a way to pick up this first down and keep possession away from the Vikings. 2 wide receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Billups drops back. He's got pressure right up the middle. He rolls, trying to find some room, and he's going to just run it right out of bounds. I don't understand.
Well, if you're Princeton, that is the best of both worlds. Not only did you get a sack, but you didn't even have to use a timeout because Billups ran out of bounds.
That's what I mean. I don't understand that. I mean, you've got to understand your situation as a quarterback. You cannot run the ball out of bounds and stop the clock. If you're going to take a sack, then just take a sack, but then take a sack in bounds.
Or if you're going to throw it in completion, just throw it away.
Right, well, but, I mean, I can understand not wanting to throw it away because
throwing it away
it stops the clock.
It's better than stopping the clock and giving up 7 yards.
Totally right. Completely and totally 100. Right?
What is this?
I don't know what this is. This is very interesting. The Cardinals have a really interesting formation. Brandon, of course, is pulling it in for you. Maybe to try and force the Vikings to call their last time out? Or what are we doing here?
I think there was a holding penalty. What?
I don't know. They're moving the ball back even further, which
no one knows what the delay of game.
A 5-yard penalty for delay of game. Okay. Did the clock start? I guess I missed the clock starting. All right. So the Cardinals have got this really funky special teams formation. Trips to the right, trips to the left, and just 3 guys in the middle with the punter. I mean, if I'm Princeton, I'm all over this, right? I mean, what are we doing?
We're making the catch, but it's not going to be enough.
Okay, so that was a fake punt. Boy, where's your dad? It was a fake punt. The punter completed the pass.
Obviously, they were going to run a fake punt there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Everyone would, if I didn't even say watch the fake here because that was just so obvious.
So obvious. So they completed the pass, just didn't quite pick up enough for the first down. It actually wasn't a bad pass. It was good execution.
Honestly, it's not the
worst play in the world.
Not the worst outcome either. I mean, the problem was actually, they don't get the delay game. They get the first down.
Say that again?
If they didn't get that delay game, they would have got the first down.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true because they fell less than 5 yards shy. So there's Birch has got it, and he throws it out to 16, and he drops it. It's incomplete. So 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I got it. You're right. Without the delay game, they're 5 yards
it would have
closer.
been right there.
But it might have worked.
It might have been at the sticks. At least would have forced a measurement, maybe.
Yeah.
At least would have been.
Not a measurement. Those just don't happen anymore.
They shouldn't happen anymore. Technology, but anyways.
I understand. Yes, please don't get started on that. Birch drops back, looks to pass, steps up into the pocket, throws complete to number 4, who catches it just inside the 40. He's taking it down into Colerain territory, stays in bounds, but obviously the clock will stop as the chains move. Big pickup for the Vikings. It'll be first down inside the Colerain 35-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 32. Plenty of time. Birch drops back. He's got it in the shotgun. Passes it out and incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended target, number 4. 4 caught that last pass, but couldn't haul that one in, so stops the clock. Again, plenty of time. 1:54 to go.
I got to specify that was Sheldon Hippert.
Hippert?
I'm assuming his brother Shelvin is the one who plays defense.
Probably. Drops back to pass, does 18, catches it, does number 16, and then takes that out of bounds inside the 30.
You can't substitute a whole defensive line. You can't. You don't have time. They're going to run right to the line.
Well, you've got a Vikings receiver who is just meandering his way back and to maybe get back on sides.
Oh, Princeton missed a chance there to go quick.
Yep. Well, they do, and they pass it, and it is complete once again. They're just working the sidelines. Number 4 catches it, and he's going to pick up, I think, enough for the first down. Maybe not. Let's see. They're marking it at the 22. They're moving the chains.
I mean, all they're doing is you're going to play that soft coverage. He's just going to step it.
Yeah, every time.
And now they're probably just going to go hook and go. Wheel route, touchdown. Antonio Hunter, the number 1 receiver, faked the screen to the outside guy, run the inside guy on a wheel. No one. I mean, if you're going man-to-man, I don't know who's supposed to have him. Someone's supposed to have him, man.
I don't know. I know that he ran that route.
But you've run 4 consecutive plays to that side, so the safeties are all shading to the other side.
Yeah, but I mean, he ran right through the middle of the Colerain defense.
I know, but there's no defense there. There's no shade defender.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
He missed it.
He missed the extra point. So with 1:42 to go in the opening half, the Cardinals find themselves down 31 points to the Vikings 34-3. Remind me again, what is the running clock? Is it 35?
So it's 30.
It's 30. Okay.
So that does not, though.
I know, it doesn't come into play until the second half.
So with the Vikings up 31 points, 30 or more, the second half will begin with a running clock that only stops at change of possessions, injuries, and timeouts, and referee discretion.
Unless the Cardinals take the opening.
Unless the Cardinals at any point
and take it back.
At any point,
right,
reduce the lead to less than 30.
That's right. So to your point earlier, I made a comment about having the offense needing to be completely reevaluated in the offseason, and you're like, the offense is not the problem. I think we're maybe seeing here exactly what you were referencing, that the defense needs a very serious examination as well. The Vikings are making it look very, very easy. I mean, they're on track to score 70 points, which would be obviously a season high for them. Even though they did score 62.
Part of that, too, is you got a bunch of kids, through about 15, 16, 17 years, that once Princeton gets up 2 scores, they know it's over. It's their last game. There's the part of that where it's just like, it's wrong, but it's hard.
Right.
Also hard. They're still kids, and I'm not saying it's right that they've kind of.
Well, it's definitely not right, and it definitely is not something that I imagine any of our coaches would be comfortable or accepting of. But there's the kickoff into the end zone once again, so the Cardinals will start off 1st and 10 at their own 20, in the hopes of finding some kind of offense to move the ball offensively. I want to say the last 3 series have been nothing but negative yards. I don't have a drive chart in front of me,
Now,
but I think it's all
as
been negative
bad as
yards.
it's been tonight, though, it could be worse. Lakota West is up 34-0 over Mason. So, at least we got 3 points tonight.
Is West finding? Are they finding the groove here late in the season?
Oh, they just realized that they should just they don't need to. They shouldn't try to throw the ball. They should just run the ball.
It is unbelievable to me the number of teams that have convinced themselves they have to throw the ball when you just don't need to. You just can run the football. I mean, we saw that in our game against Lakota East, right? That game was a 5-point game at the end.
I'm
It
telling you
didn't
what,
need to be
Coach
that close.
Kidman is going to lose his team a game with all the silly gimmicks and
right.
throwing the ball at every single play when you have arguably one of the top running backs in the league.
I mean, that
Handoff.
play took about 20 minutes to develop, it seemed like.
Now, though, you can also tell that he comes from Texas. You used to coach before?
Yeah.
Because he runs the opposite. They kind of run it the opposite of what they do in Ohio. In Ohio, you see it from Princeton. You see it from Lakota West, who talk about run the football first.
Right, run first.
That's because you put all your best players on defense.
That's right, here.
Here. In Ohio, almost every team.
Right.
All your best players are on defense. And
That's
that's
right.
why the defense is, and it's mostly running teams.
Right.
Not him. They decided we're just going to
Just gonna light up the scoreboard.
try to score as many points as possible. And that's kind of you see it with the scores in Texas. And I know they run the spread. They're a little more sophisticated offenses because they have the facilities and the spring practices. But
Right. But there's clearly a decision we're going to score points. And
Yeah.
if you're going to score 40 to 50 points a game, that's average. That's what you need to do.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's not just trying to be picking on them. I mean, we scored 31 points on them, and we haven't scored more than 2 touchdowns against anyone.
That's
else.
right. That's right.
Heck, if I look at it, have we scored more than any other game scored more than 2 touchdowns?
I don't think so. No. You'd have to look at the schedule, which free to do. 20 seconds left here. It's 3rd down and 18 for the Cardinals, so they are going to have to snap the ball one more time, which they will on 3rd down, but then they'll be able to run out the clock and head off to intermission. Halftime? It's intermission. Listen to me.
You think this is a play?
All right, exactly. There's the handoff. Made a couple of defenders miss. Nice little run back to the original line of scrimmage. So 8-yard pickup back to the 20, and that will be the last play of the first half. So the Colerain Cardinals started off strong on that opening series to take a 3-0 lead, but it has been all Vikings since, and we head to halftime with Princeton up 34-3 on the Colerain Cardinals. We'll be back with halftime scores and stats with 5 minutes remaining in a half. At half.
Go ahead.
And we're back. Sorry, I gave you a little bit extra time there trying to collect some scores. We've got a couple we can share with you. Also, we're able to get stats. And as you can imagine, given the score here at Pat Mancuso Field at Princeton, it's not pretty for the Cardinals. Trailing the Princeton Vikings 34-3. The game started off good with Johnny Vasquez hitting a 25-yard field goal on their opening series, but it has been all Vikings since with, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns, all 4 of them in the second quarter to really put the hammer down on the Cardinals here with only one half of football conceivably left in their season. We'll see what the Cardinals do here. Let's just some quick stats to kind of paint the picture, if you will. The Colerain Cardinals have a total of 76 yards of offense to the Princeton Vikings 233 yards of offense. The one stat the Cardinals do have, time of possession, 14 minutes and 19 seconds versus the Vikings 9:41. Much like the Cardinals have passed, the Vikings are just scoring, and they're scoring quickly. The Cardinals do only have 20 yards of penalties versus the 85 that the Vikings have in penalties, really aided by 45 yards and 3 personal foul calls. So the leading rusher for the Colerain Cardinals, Hayden Danielson, has
60 on 4 personal foul calls.
Oh, you're right. There were 4 personal fouls. You're exactly right.
The one there on the sidelines at the end.
That's exactly right. So I'll kind of pause there. The rest is not much to go through there, but let Brandon give you some scores here around the city as both teams take the field and get ready for the second half kickoff.
A couple of scores. GMC Lakota West 34-0 over Mason. Hamilton 30-0 over Sycamore. Middletown and Fairfield tied at 14. And where is it? What's the other one? Oak Hills trails Lackey East 13-0. LaSalle leads Elder in the fourth quarter 21-17. Centerville leads Wayne 10-7, which could be a battle for a home game, 2 home games in the Region 2. San X is playing a charter school. They're up 49-0. Moeller in Michigan is up 38-21 as we get the squib kick.
Oh, it bounces all over the ground. It's still on the ground.
We're going to get it.
We'll see who falls on top of it.
Should have got it.
There certainly were Cardinals there.
And it probably missed it on my half.
We'll see.
I think I went too far with it.
We'll see. It's number 5 for the Cardinals.
Brandon Smith thinks the Cardinals got
Yeah, he's
it.
very excited, is Mr. Smith.
Cardinals got it.
And look at that. So the squib kick works. The Vikings are unable to come up with the opening kickoff here to start the second half, and the Cardinals recover deep in Viking territory, deepest they've had since their first series of the game.
And there is one other score of note. We only had a first quarter update, so we don't know what the latest is.
Yep.
Pretty much, if everything went to chalk, there's pretty much everything is already determined tonight. Like, it's just a matter really the 8 and 9 seeds can flip.
Okay.
That is, except for Witten Woods is losing by 2 scores to Lebanon, 14-0.
That is
which
unbelievable.
would completely throw Witten Woods would go from 2 or 3 seed down into the 6 through 9, or they probably still have a home game guaranteed. So 6.
So the Cardinals with an unexpected opportunity here. Number 9 in a quarterback for the Colerain Cardinals, and it is incomplete. Deep pass into the end zone intended for Davis, and it falls incomplete, and Davis is limping himself back to the huddle. But that was number 9 for the Cardinals, Mr. Smith in at quarterback, and he came in to just toss it down the field, and he's coming back out there. Is it possible we're going to see a quarterback change for the second half of this game?
Yeah, we all thought Chris Potts would be the guy. He's been the JV quarterback so far this year because Smith has played so much varsity. But maybe Smith is the future at quarterback here, and we'll get to see it here in the second half.
Well, yep. They've made the decision that the senior, Billups, is going to just have a seat. And we're going to see here what number 9 can do. There's a handoff up the middle. Tried to shake and bake a few, and he's going to pick up 1 yard on the play. I apologize. I missed who ran the ball.
I think we all did because of the.
I want to say it was Hopgood.
Yep. Bodies. I think so.
So they're not giving him any yards on that run. So it'll be, maybe 1 yard. So it'll be 3rd down and 9. Again, the Cardinals kicked off to start this half, but it was a hard squib kick, and Princeton could not come up with it. It bounced off of them, and the Cardinals got it back, but not doing much with it here. It's 3rd down and 9. Again, the big news here, Trayvon Smith in at quarterback for the Cardinals. And he's going to keep it and get absolutely just taken down immediately. To your point, this is an excellent defense
against a lot of other teams. That's a big gain, but he had a hole, got the gap, just had one arm tackle to go through to. Unfortunately for him, that arm belongs to Andre Parker Jr., the defending defensive player of the year in Southwest Ohio.
Oh, not just the GMC.
Yeah. He brought him down immediately.
So Trayvon Smith, again, just to kind of reset, a 5'11", 165-pound sophomore, and now running the offense for the Cardinals. Kudos to the staff, trying to shake things up a little bit, trying to get something to work here, and so far on this, at least opening series, not working. Takes the handoff, looks at pass, he throws, and it is incomplete. There should not be any flags on that. Good defense by the Princeton Vikings. And the Cardinals will turn it over on downs after having a negative net 1 yard on that series.
Yeah, Davis did what he could, and I don't know if it would have even mattered if he caught the ball. I think it still would have been short of the line of the game.
You are correct. He would have been short.
But, as again, there's a 30-point lead. The clock will continue to run.
Yes, we are in a running clock situation here at Princeton High School. So, again, as a reminder, the clock will stop on timeouts, injuries, change of possession, and at the referee's discretion. Here comes the number 53 for the
How does an offensive lineman do you forget to go in?
I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe it's the number. I don't know. 53. There's a handoff right up the middle, and number 5 is going to pick up the first down and a whole heck of a lot more. He finds the running room down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him, and he's going to take off into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. That is one really excited announcer. That was a great run by number 5. I said that earlier in the game. I just handed the ball off to him, and he's finding some rooms. But Brown Freeman, the senior, 5'10", 205 pounds, rips off. I don't know that he was touched by a defender. Takes it in the end zone for 6. Vikings now up 40-3, extra point pending. And there's flags. How are there flags on an extra point attempt?
Well, see, you have to be set and not moving until the ball is snapped. And on that play,
they were not.
The one of the linemen for Princeton up front moved before the ball was snapped, and therefore he was called for a false start.
That is the most rudimentary description of that penalty I've ever heard. So that'll knock it back 5 yards on the extra point attempt. With this guy's leg, though, Cole's leg, it doesn't seem like it really matters. Let's see. Although he did miss his last extra point attempt. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and kick is good. So just like that, 7 more points on the board for the Vikings. They now lead 41-3. I don't know if there's much more that you can say about this effort by the Colerain defense tonight. It has just been not great.
And again, you attack the edge, you block the defensive end. There's a gap, and good blocking on the edge sprung it open. It will be the first time the clock stops here in the second half at 6:40.
Change of possession.
With the change of possession. Get a good look at that referee huddle discussing. They had a rather busy first half, so hopefully they can make their after-dinner plans here as they huddle and they break. Wonder what they were saying in there.
One can only imagine.
But you at home listening, we joke and laugh. We appreciate you listening, but if you were able to take a class, learn how to be a referee, that is, take the time, you make some money.
Yep, absolutely.
That is one thing that we need desperately in the state of Ohio, and not just in football. And not just the state of Ohio, really, all
over. High schools, I will tell you that being a Kentucky resident, we've had they've had to shift games off of their normal days just to get referees to be able to do games specifically for JV and freshman type games. It's a real problem. So, and to your point, Brandon, and it's a good point, not just football, right? Referees for
they have lots of
basketball, volleyball,
Baseball games.
Umpires, I'm sure, are needed for baseball and softball games.
Well, I'm just saying you've seen starting to have baseball games with just one umpire. We saw JV games with just 2 referees. So.
Yeah, and all that does is just hurt the kids, right? I mean, and so there's been a tremendous amount of emphasis placed on, respecting the officials and respecting the game. And I think it's better today than what it has been previously. But I also know that
they're going to let Davis take it.
Yep, he's going to try and take it out. And he's going to get hammered and taken down right at about the 15-yard line. It is a battle of attrition now. There's no doubt about it. So what's gonna get this offense to be able to move the ball? What are they going to need to do?
Well, they will get one advantage here, as it looks like the second team Vikings defense is out there.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you're up 41.
They are significantly smaller.
Yes. Well, 9 hands the ball off, wrapped up, and taken down after a short gain. I assume it was a gain. It was not a gain. It looks like they're actually going to mark it as a loss.
If you're going to take advantage of the smaller team, you have to run it straight, not to the side.
That is not something that we have done a very good job of outside of Hayden Danielson, I think. Running the ball straight up the middle. There's way too much taking the ball wide, trying to find a hole before cutting it up the field. And I will say there's one thing, and I know it's probably a dirty word now, but the triple option allowed for that quarterback and the fullback to just take the ball up the middle of the field, right? Get there, soften the middle. Smith now drops back to pass, and he wings it down the field. It is incomplete, intended for number 4, so it'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Cardinals.
Looking for James Johnson on the throw.
The ball was in the general vicinity, and it was not a bad pass.
Yeah, there's a reason, especially in the state of Ohio, where all the top teams are run first. There's exceptions, but
you're exactly right. You're exactly right. The funny thing is, look in the NFL. It's the same thing.
Well, it is now. They're moving towards it.
Right, exactly. Right? You can't win if you can't run the football. So here we go, 3rd down and 11. Snap is back. There's a handoff. Trying to cut through the middle, trying to find some room. Gets some room, gets up to the 20. Going to be short of the 1st down, obviously. They'll need to punt, but got some room on that, and they'll have a little bit more room to punt as we come up to under 4 minutes to go in the quarter. For those of you that are still listening, if you're out there, I do want to say thank you, echo Brandon's thank you to those listening. I know it's been a long year. It's been a rough year. The Cardinals are going to finish 2 years in a row without a win. Nobody wants to see them win more than the kids, obviously, the coaching staff, those at Colerain. This is certainly not what we are accustomed to, but it's becoming what we're accustomed to, and that can't ever be acceptable. So, I encourage you to continue to follow, and if you know someone who plays football for Colerain or, is associated with the program in any way, and there's some of the chippiness we're seeing now at the very end, and hopefully there are no flags being thrown here, but, be positive with them. The kids are trying. They're doing the best they can. They've got to find a way kind of back to square one here and figure out a way to put competent football back on the field, and I think they can do that. But certainly some things are going to need to change in this program if they're going to do that next year in 2025. Because what they are doing now is not working. And that's not an opinion. That's just a stated fact. This team is going to end the season having lost 22 games in a row. I think their last win was week 8 of the 2022 season. So it'll be a 22-game losing streak. There's a handoff to number 85. Clearly a backup player. He's going to get tackled after a 1-yard gain. Let's see who number is 85. Eric Herrera, listed actually on the roster as a receiver, 5'10", 170-pound senior. So trying to get the seniors in, which is nice, getting them an opportunity to play. I just saw 13 come in. Is he going to move in at quarterback? I think so. That is the sophomore for Princeton, Dean Pickens Jr., the 5'10", 160-pound sophomore now in at quarterback for Princeton.
Yeah, I don't know. The JV game is obviously tomorrow, so I won't know exactly got a flag on the play. I did see earlier this week that Princeton defeated Colerain in the freshman game 16-14. So
16-14 was the it's interesting. I would like to see kind of. I have a feeling as if the JV and freshman squads were not bad this year, but I don't know that. So
I don't know about the JV team. I know the
freshman team. I think was
freshman team
decent.
did pretty good.
Yeah.
And the state of it, it's JV. It's so hard at a certain level because
Right.
at a certain point you have so many guys playing up.
Right. They're just not playing on JV. So you're not playing your best sophomores and juniors on JV, or even your best freshmen necessarily. So that was a holding call against the Vikings. So they're going to have to bring it back and see what they can do here on this run. Not a whole lot. Hayden Danielson, starting middle linebacker for the Cardinals, still in there. Throws number 14 to the ground for a loss. That was Andre Adams, a 5'10", 170-pound, again listed as a receiver, but a senior. So Princeton clearly, here they're emptying the bench, and they're trying to get as many seniors in to get some playing time for them on senior night. They're not going to get a snap off here as, again, the running clock, the friend for both teams, as we tick down to the end of the third quarter. Score 41-3 Princeton over the Cardinals. It is incredible how fast that quarter goes when you're not stopping the clock.
Took less than 12 minutes on the clock, less than 18 minutes in real time. Less than. I don't even know for sure.
I don't even think it was ever close to 18 minutes.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
We said, wow, it's late. All the other games are almost done with the third quarter. When we started around just a little past 8:40.
Yep.
And it's 8:58 now.
Yep. There you go.
Spectators are not permitted on the field at any time at the conclusion of the game. Thank you in advance for your cooperation.
I just refuse to believe that this is the new norm for Colerain football. I mean, look, the days of winning 9-10 games a year, winning, consecutive GMC championship after those days are gone. They're probably not coming back. So what do? You work incredibly hard to get the right mindset in these kids that if you're going to play football, Colerain, we're going to have a standard, and it's going to be right now we're going to be competitive. We're going to put out a competent product, and we're going to play hard, and we're going to try and win every single down that we can. And that's where it starts, right? I mean, there's no other way around it. When I was in high school in the early 90s, we won 1 or 2 games a year. There's a handoff and run around the end, and it's going to make a man miss. Going to pick up the first down to number 36 before he gets pushed out of bounds, but gets all the way down to the Colerain 30-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Number 36 on that carry, Quantez Campbell, a 5'9", 180-pound senior. My guess is that young man doesn't see a whole lot of playing time, so it could be the biggest run of his senior year.
I'm going to have to go on and say that probably was.
Probably was. But, when Kerry Combs came in the early 90s, it was, had to reset things and have the right mindset and want to play. But, I mean, look, it's not 1991 anymore. I get it. It's an entirely different time, right? Entirely different age of kid, different kid, a whole different set of challenges that are different. Now we have a flag here. False start going to be called against the Vikings, so they'll take it back 5 yards to the 35. So football's a hard game. It's not easy. And Brandon, right? You were at the reunion last week, which I'm sure was surreal in the midst of, the loss last week to Hamilton, really the shutout. But you were surrounded by your teammates, and, celebrating, and as well as the the All Century team, and just a different time.
Although I didn't get a lot of time to running up and down the steps to get back to the broadcast, but yeah.
There's a handoff once again to 36. He's going to pick up a couple positive yards. I will say that I and I'll tell the audience here, for those that are still on listening, I got a picture sent to me. I was unable to be there last week, even though I intended to be. I came down with COVID, and I really just kicked it about a day ago, so it's been a rough week for me. But I saw my future replacement in the booth. Brandon's daughter was there, and she had on her mesh Colerain football jersey, and
it's not
I had
hers,
the headset
it was
on.
mine.
I know it's yours. I obviously, because she was swimming in it, but
Old practice jersey.
Old practice jersey, but she could not have looked any happier, and my heart just jumped with joy getting a chance to see her in the booth.
That's because she didn't know her mic was not on when she was talking.
Of course. That's. Sometimes I'm sure you and Brian have felt that was maybe the best thing to do with me.
I mean, she got a couple words in there, but she had whole conversations with
with you. Was she talking to you?
Oh yeah. Oh, Angie Paul.
Oh, Angie Paul. That is the best. That is amazing. Oh, third down for the Vikings.
The one benefit of not really selling out that the days of having to squeeze 20 guys in a 10-person booth there at Colerain sharing 3 different broadcasts. One advantage is that
you can bring your daughter out.
that I can bring my daughter, my wife, and my father-in-law can sit outside of the elements and enjoy the game with us.
Boy, that was the days, wasn't it? When we'd be fighting like the newspaper guys, and I mean the days we'd had ESPN would come and do games.
We had to fight the stats guys.
The stats guys, right? Because they were in there, and we're. Got a little bit more room in the press box nowadays. Oh, a little end-around action for the Vikings. Make a few guys miss, but they're not going to have enough to pick up the first down.
Brandon Smith, senior, making the tackle there. Trying to get the ball. Andre Adams, another senior, probably getting his first touch of the football for the Vikings.
Yeah.
8:20 now on the clock. And look, you can say they're running reverse, but it's not like they're not running reverses. They're just trying to get the ball. That's a senior wide receiver. It's probably the only way to get that kid the ball.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, kudos to the Vikings staff here. I mean, they're doing everything they can to get seniors in, get them playing time. Obviously, they're pulling starters. They're planning for the playoffs next week, hosting here again to be determined. But we did say we talk a little bit about some of the good teams in the area, and Brandon, you kind of nailed it. As they drop him back, they're going to go for it on fourth down. The sophomore quarterback trying to find some room, and he's not going to find it. The Cardinals are going to take him down, and there'll be a turnover on downs. But when we talk about Division I football in the state, it has changed. We're not lamenting the olden days, but there are a couple of power teams, and I think it starts and ends with that team on Montgomery Road.
Yeah, the Moeller Crusaders were winning rather handily in Michigan this. I think they're in Michigan tonight, right?
I think they're up in Mesquite. I mean, again, they've bounced all over because they continue to not have a field. I mean, they play wherever they can.
They will actually host their game next week, which we presume will be against Sycamore. In the first round of the playoffs at Mount St. Joseph.
That's where they're playing.
They're playing their first game. They have no idea. They will host if they beat Sycamore, which everyone but us has this year. They have no idea where they go the next week. Trevon Smith rolling and caught.
There you go. First down into Princeton territory, down to about the 49-yard line. Catch made by number 8 for the Colerain Cardinals. That was Gavin Colerain.
Tight end. Yep. Really the first time he's had one downfield.
There you go. 6'3", 220-pound junior.
Most of his have been rather short, but yeah, everything's going to roll through Moeller. They have one loss in the year, and we were talking earlier, that's because they didn't know their opponent. They played an out-of-state team from North Carolina on 2 days' notice.
Isn't that crazy? They're out in Ironton, right? They got themselves in some kind of jamboree or something.
And the team they were supposed to play that was scheduled for over a year canceled like the week of. Yeah. So they found an opponent 2 days before.
Yeah.
But they've already they're going to throw deep and picked off.
Yep. See that coming a mile away.
They've already defeated everyone else in the GCL. They defeated the defending state champions St. Edward.
they made a point about saying, and they posted on their social media feed when they did it, but they claimed to win the Ohio GCL Cup by beating all of the Ohio Catholic Cup by beating all of the Catholic schools they played in the state of Ohio. And that was, I think, all of them, Division I. And they beat them not only at the varsity level, they beat them at the JV and the freshman level. So you're talking about a program right now in Moeller that is hitting on all cylinders. Although, interestingly, they've been doing that for the past 3-4 years.
But they also have a special kid. Their quarterback is a junior. Going to be the one of most highly rated quarterbacks in the country next year.
You think so? You think what is he, a 4-star probably?
Probably.
Yeah.
He was, and the thing is, he might not even play football at the next level, as I think he's the number one recruit in the state of Ohio in baseball.
The number one recruit.
Yeah. He had a baseball scholarship to Missouri as a freshman. As an 8th grader.
Yeah.
So we'll see them. Lakota West will be there. They're going to end up being the 2 seed. They lost to this Princeton team. That's their only loss in the year. They defeated St. X. They defeated everyone else. They'll most likely be a 2 seed. We anticipated Whitten Woods being the 3 seed with their only loss to the number 1 team in Division II, Anderson.
Right. And that was just a couple of weeks ago, right?
Last week.
Just last week.
But they were losing last time we checked.
They were down 14-0.
And this Princeton team will round out the top 4. Those are the teams that will get 2 byes going into the first round as long as they win.
Two byes?
Or it's supposed to be 2 home games.
2 home games. Okay.
Excuse me.
I was confused. I think they get 2 weeks off before they play.
No. They're the first 2 rounds in the playoffs. So we get a little handoff up the middle. The first 2 rounds in the playoffs are played at the higher seeds field.
Right.
So presumably
Princeton will host 2 more home games.
Yeah.
And so how many games are we winning now to win the Division I title?
Used to be 5. It is now 6 with each region going from 8 to 16. So
right. So, which is crazy, right? Because you play a 10-game regular season and then you tack on another 6 just for the playoffs.
It means Colerain, as a winless team, there was an outside chance that even if they went winless, that there was 2 other winless teams.
Yep.
And they would have had a coin flip for one of those winless teams to get in.
Right. That's avoided because of Western Hills' win last week.
Last week, yes. And
yes. They the defense blitzed on that and
blitzed the wrong.
They blitzed the wrong gap, and
it's not like they purposely went the right way. It's just a guess.
Yep. They're going to pick up the first down. 3 minutes and 20 seconds again. Thankfully for the running clock, we're 3 minutes and 15 seconds away from the season ending. Mercifully for this Colerain Cardinals team, because I'm sure they just want to stay healthy. They're taking number 3 Davis off the field. He's been nursing injury all day, and God bless his heart. He's trying to fight through it. He's not happy about it, but the referees have told him, you need to exit the field. And so he's running off the field here. The Cardinals will send someone else on.
We have been told Whitten Woods did retake the lead.
Oh, they did? Okay. Yeah. But to your point, look, it's going to come down this year to the same it has at least the past 2 years between Lakota West and Moeller, right? I mean, that's going to be...
Well, this Princeton team beat Lakota West, and Whitten Woods, if they can find an offense, maybe. I mean, they have the guys on... They have the dudes.
They got the dudes
on defense.
Yeah.
Actually, they have an Alabama recruit on the defensive line, which we went to a game last year, and big play run, and like, oh, my God, that was the defensive lineman who chased him all the way downfield and caught him after a long run. So
the expectation is, though, that it's probably going to be Moeller that comes out of this region from a Division I perspective, and they'll have to make their way up north again. And they, to be honest, they have not had success late in the season. When is their last state championship?
2012, 2013.
So it's been 11 years. For as good as Moeller has been, it's been over a decade since they've won a state championship. Interesting. Ball snapped and on the ground. I think Princeton recovered, but
no Cincinnati team has won it since St. X did in the COVID year,
2020. Yeah.
Of course, it's been just 3 straight years of St. Ed's.
Right. But St. Ed's came down. They come down here and play Moeller, so they came down here and played Moeller 2 weeks ago and lost 35-30.
West Claremont.
At West Claremont. So Moeller kind of, got maybe a little bit of confidence that, hey, we can play and beat the St. Ed's team.
But we talk about those teams, and the team we saw last week, Hamilton, they absolutely demolished this Princeton team, 34-0. 34-0. Princeton's offense had less than 50 yards in the game, so
Right.
that's a team that's got a lot of talent on defense. Really good special running back. If they can find something going.
1 minute. It would be interesting to see a couple of upsets in the playoffs. I'd love to see like a Princeton or a Hamilton, upset a team or two. I mean, those teams are absolutely good enough to beat the non-Moeller GCL teams. They absolutely are good enough. I mean, you'd love to see like a Hamilton take on a St. X or like a.
Likely going to see Hamilton versus Whitten Woods or Hamilton versus Moeller.
Yep. Final 30 seconds here. Princeton with the ball on a 41-3 lead. They're just going to kind of run here and see what they can do, and it's going to get tackled there for a loss. Colerain defenders still playing hard for those that are out there, and I'm grateful to say that that'll be the final play of the game and of the season, and no ridiculous penalties here at the end of the game. So for those of you who are still in, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and sign off here. And unfortunately, the Colerain Cardinals are going to finish the year 0-10. They're going to go into the offseason. They've got a lot of questions to answer, both from probably a coaching staff and players. They've got a lot that they need to think about and do, but we plan to be back here again next year and hope to start off the year with a win. So for all of us at wearecolerain.com, the broadcast team here with Colerain Game Day, Brian and Brandon Wyatt, and of course Mike Rourke, our production engineer, and Jason Helfrich, and all of those of us who volunteer. Thank you for tuning in, and be safe. Have a wonderful off season, a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you again next year.
Next Friday.